So a little short video just to show you what we've been up to. We've been doing a lot of work here on site. We haven't been able to go out and do as much mission as we wanted to recently just because of roadblocks, protests, diesel and gasoline strikes or protests, and well, the country doesn't have or didn't have, I don't know if it has now, diesel and gasoline, petrol for those back in the UK. With lots of problems going on in Bolivia, and also when you had bad weather. And then we had problems with our car. We've spent quite a long time getting the car fixed. It's one of those things where you get something fixed and it comes back and there's something else wrong. So it's been real tough for us the last month, I think, really. But we've been working a lot here on site, doing a lot. You can see funny bricks behind me with lots of holes in them. Those are our lightweight ceramic brick. They're for doing this top section here. Where my finger is. That's going to be brickwork. And the section underneath where you can see the builders working at the moment, that's windows. I'll show you what we've done the other side. Try not to show you all of our washing that's hanging up. Because of all the rain, we're hanging it up inside in the centre at the moment. There we go. So yeah, you can see that side is looking really good. We haven't done the top bit yet. We've just had these bricks arrived in this last week, basically. But we were doing the beam work that goes underneath those bricks on top of the brickwork that you can see that we finished there. On the other end, we did the beam first. We figured that might actually have been easier, but there you go, we've done the beam work there. So yeah, we've been doing a lot of work on site, and in amongst all of that work, there's been welding going on the other sections here behind me. We had to add some extra tubing and some extra welding. There's been welding going on those brick sections as well, because actually they needed tying in with rebar into the columns, but also the brickwork to the tubes above. It's quite complicated. Some of the work took a long time. It's always a preparatory work that takes a long time, and then suddenly the walls go up really quick. And then it takes a while to render it because of all the corners and everything. That takes a little while to get done. But soon we'll be looking at being able to paint. Once the painting's done, then we'll be praying for the finances to get windows in all of this area, because that's going to stop the rain coming in. We've had a few downpours here where the rain came in, and it was a nightmare. It really was. We had water coming through the slab here, going down into the level below, and staining the tiles, and then we're having to wash them and clean them and dry it. And yeah, it's a real headache when it rains and the wind blows. When the rain falls straight down, it's not so bad. Yeah. One of the other areas that we've been working on is here out the back. This is the back side of the centre. That's where the builders are working at the moment that I just showed you, getting those walls up there. This is out the back. We had a lot of really deep, what they call black earth here. It's really rich soil that we needed to remove and replace with a different type of soil that's good for compacting and building the last section here on. There's going to be a small sort of corridor going around the side here. It's like a little patio area that's going to be covered, a dry area, before people go into the centre. And then this area we hope to put grass and, I don't know, some slides, the swings, you know, a play area for kids basically. And then here next to me I've got a really deep hole that's about 3 meters deep by, I don't know, two and a half meters wide, and I'll try to give you a better view of it. There we go. And that hole is basically going to be the drainage system for all the kitchens here on site. So we're going to have two kitchens. We're going to have the main sort of kitchen for workers here, which was our first area that we had to eat in and cook. That's going to be where we're going to have our, well, we've got big stoves in there. We've got a big oven in. We've got a big grill in there. That's going to be for workers that work in the centre, that help cook for the kids, help bake. Basically, yeah, producing a lot of food. And then we've got in the centre there's there'll be like a normal kind of sized kitchen with a normal sized stove in the centre. And so where there's going to be lots of washing up and possibly you know, in amongst all of that water, it's going to be grease, fat, food items and things. Although we've got sort of things that catch some of that before the water comes down the pipe, we still decided it's a much better idea to have that drained separately to all of our washing machines and showers. And so we're creating a drainage system here for all of that to go into. So that's something we're hoping to get done as soon as possible before it rains again. And we're waiting for more bricks actually on site to arrive so we can get that built. And yeah, that's quite exciting to get that done. And when this area's got all of that plumbing work done, it's going to make a big difference. We can start tidying up here. There's a rain and a storm sort of protection system as well that needs to be finished. I'll show you that quickly. So if I walk back over here towards here, you can see we've got a wall here and a drainage system. That wall is part of a drainage system. This drainage system goes all the way down the side of the centre that helps basically sweep away rainwater. When there's a storm, it gets really wet and full really quickly, and that wall and that storm system is going to continue down there, and it's actually linking to another protective wall on the other side, just where I was standing actually. And then the drain system will drain away from the centre, keeping the centre dry, which is really important. So showing you the view, that's where the builders are at the moment, just so you can sort of get an idea of where I am. This is the end section that we're going to be finishing soon. And before we can render all of that outside wall up there, we really need to get this sort of corridor or patio area finished so we can put scaffolding up properly along there. And also we need to, before we can do that, we need to finish that all the plumbing. There's a gutter drainage pipe coming out there that we need to finish and bury in the ground. And then here we've also got some other drainage systems that need to be integrated into this area. These two in particular will be integrated into toilets upstairs and a sink upstairs. So we've got at least one toilet on our upper level and a sink on our upper level. So that's what they're for. But we just need to run the plumbing basically first before we can finish this whole area. And you can see some of our building material will be in this area as well. It's a good area where we can lose some of that and compact it down underneath the patio. Outside the front of the centre, this is a lot of the earth that we took out. The good earth that's going to be spread over here. This is basically a really stony area at the moment, which the chickens love, don't you? We've got little bits of grass, but we're hoping that we can grass this properly, put this earth down first and get grass growing everywhere, and put some sort of like park area for kids as well. I guess a couple more swings and climbing frame or something outside the front of the centre, so that when you drive up our entrance here, the first thing that you're going to see is kids playing, or an area for kids playing in front of the centre. So yeah, that's quite a big pile of earth. And so some of the other work as well I wanted to share with you about actually has been going on inside the centre, but also up in the jungle a long way from the centre. We've been doing our perimeter line. So we had a surveyor come and mark every 50 metres with a post. I actually did it with him, with one of our helpers. It was a real epic trek up through the jungle. The reason we had to do that is because of various disputes. Not necessarily with us, but just lots going on in the news. But also we did have question marks over whether the fence that has been put in here was in the right place, and it wasn't. So we are now correcting that. Thankfully, we've not really installed fencing where most of the line is. There was only one section that we've got to move slightly. And the other areas we haven't put fencing in yet, so that's good. But knowing where our borders are, where our boundary is, and where the neighbour's land begins is really important to make sure that we don't make any errors. So we've been going up into the jungle, clearing the line and putting extra posts in. Now we're putting posts in every 5 to 10 meters. Some of the terrain is a bit difficult to traverse, so in those areas we're leaving it. But we're going to be putting several lines of barbed wire so that we know, that's where the border is, that's where our line is. So that's been really important. But the other thing I wanted to bring your attention to as well, inside the centre we've had a delivery, this beautiful bookcase. The Daleports who were with us not that long ago helped massively to raise funds to help get this bookcase done with their school that their kids go to. The school made a huge fundraising effort and has helped provide funds to help get this done, and also provide funds for some of the books that are going to go in it. I started with some of the books over there the other day, and Annalie and the girls are going to be filling it with books that we were able to buy with the Daleports when they were here, and get that all done. So there's other things been going on, and behind that we were finishing off little bits of plumbing work that are actually sort of behind that and integrated. There's like a couple of cut-off points in and behind the cupboards along the bottom. So yeah, that's going on. It's also always lots of details that seem to take a lot longer than some of the big jobs, some of the big work. But the next part for me is to crack on with the electrics here inside the centre in the area that I'm in right now. And I have been preparing for that. I've been doing a lot of preparatory work. I had to do a few modifications. So you can see here, I installed a separate fuse box, and yeah, we've done a few modifications there as well. But yeah, hopefully really soon I'll be able to get plug sockets and everything connected as well. Other work's been going on, a lot of office work, a lot of paperwork, a lot of updates and stuff. We did all of our accounts. If you've not checked out our accounts for the last year, go on our website. Our latest accounts are on there. You can see what we've been doing, what we've been spending, where it was spent, what we need to raise to get the centre finished. And we've also started looking at the paperwork to get the place registered. So we know it's going to take a little time, but to get our official name registered in Bolivia and be registered is important. Look forward to giving you updates on that really soon. God bless you. Bye.